data-driven professionals in the built environment as they bring new insights and latest trends in the fiscal planning and urban development space. Thursdays, 9:15 a.m. is the date. Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM is the station. Build Right is brought to you by the Office of the Special Advisor, EGIS, and Urban Development in partnership with Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. Build Right for a sustainable Lagos.
Beautiful people of Lagos, yes, it's that time, that moment again when we take our conversations to the built environment. It's all about, ensuring that we do things properly, especially when it has to do with, erecting structures within the Lagos metropolis. Build Right is the program. And of course, my name is Mike James, standing in for Victor Terry, who is unavoidably absent. Today on the show, we shall be taking planning permits and building approvals to the localities in Lagos State. And I'm joined by two beautiful people here, my guests. I have Town Planner Fumilola Owade. Town Planner Fumi Shonubi, Assistant Director, Town Planning Services with LASPA, and is also the District Officer, Ibejuleki West LCDA. And not forgetting Architect Toriola Omolara, right here in the studio with me. She's Assistant Chief Architect for LASPA, and it feels good to have both of you here in the studio. Good morning to you.
Yeah, good morning, presenter.
All right, so let's kickstart our conversation by focusing on the amnesty program for planning permit approvals and, for completed buildings in Lagos. How is that campaign going in Ibejuleki, Town Planner Fumi?
Yeah, thank you very much, presenter. Good morning, people of Lagos State. Good morning, people of Ibejuleki. The amnesty program as announced by the ministry due to the leadership style of Mr. Governor, in magnanimously granting the waivers for building that are already existing to come to get their permit, to make it seamlessly.
Absolutely.
The response has been so tremendous. To rate it, I can say 70 to 70% response. People they are capitalizing on the opportunity, because if you look at the waivers, if you operate it with the amount paid,
absolutely.
If you want to do a fresh permit, it's so wonderful. And also there are some exemptions in terms of what you need to present to get this. So it makes it seamless, and people are really capitalizing on it.
So we have people turning out en masse, yes, to obtain their planning permit.
Exactly.
Now, the big question here is, why do I need a planning permit for my building?
Wow, thank you very much. Yeah, that question takes me back to an event that happens when the first phase of the amnesty was announced. That's from April that ends now for the 1st of July this month, this year. We went for a census test, and we are being invited by a CDA around our locality there, and to come and talk to them on the needs for them to get approval and some other things like that. So we have people contesting for the chairmanship of the CDAs.
Okay.
So after talking, after educating them, enlightening them on the needs to do this and what they need to do, somebody just stood up thought he was about to ask a question. We said that you now see, I am contesting for the post of chairman of the CJ. I'm entitled because I have my planning permit. No other opponent has planning permit. So if you not to look at this the social status of having your planning permit, also having planning permit enable the state to update its database when it comes to the housing data. In order to know what next to do to bridge up the housing gap. Talking about the safety, because when you have a planning permit, it means that every process that your application must have gone through and been attended to by the professionals on the field. So to ensure that everything is up to standard. So lots of also it helps you to do monitoring, advising people that they need, that some people for you to go to embassy, they will request that they need to get bidding approval. So a lot of tremendous advantage owning the planning permit.
So how long is this amnesty expected to last for those who are just tuning in?
Yeah, the first phase was started in May and the 2nd of May and ended in 30th of July 2024. And the Mr. Governor graciously approved another window, another 3-month window that started from for 3 months. Started from September, July, September, October, which will end by 31st of October 2024.
Okay, let me talk to Architect Oriola Omolara. Yeah, so for those who are just getting to know about this information, what are the requirements for them to benefit?
Yes, good morning, beautiful people of Lagos State. When we talk about amnesty, it's an open window to everybody that has an existing building in Lagos State.
Right.
And our governor has done so well for opening this window for all and sundry in Lagos State to get their approval.
All right.
Do you understand? And what they need, not much. And we know that this approval used to take 10 days to get their approvals. They just need their drawings, survey plan, their architectural drawings, their indemnity letter from a registered current engineer. You understand? They need their title documents and their 3 passport photographs. One will be on the indemnity letter, affidavit of the indemnity letter that they will sign at the High Court, and the other 2 will be on the application form. Thank you, sir.
Okay, so that's for someone who is preparing to
get
the approval.
Yes.
Okay, so let's digress a bit. Right, so haven't told us the requirements. So Lagos, you heard that you're planning to go and get your approval. So please said the requirements. Of course, our architect will definitely, elaborate on it during the course of the program. All right, so I'm joined by Architect Oriola Omolara, Assistant Chief Architect for LAPSCA, and Town Planner Fumi Shonubi here in the studio. He's Assistant Director, Town Planning Services with LASPA, and District Officer, Ibejuleki West Local Council Development Area. All right, and so as a District Officer for Ibejuleki West LCDA, what are your responsibilities?
Thank you very much. As a District Officer representing the LASPA and also the Ministry of Physical Planning and Urban Development,
absolutely,
I'm the first point of call for any development to take place. That is, the advisory role. If you don't know what to do with your land, you come in, we tell you, we chart it on our development plan, tell you what and what you can put to use, tell you what is acceptable in terms of height, the number of density, number of car parks you need to put in place. Also, we monitor just to ensure conformity with whoever must have gotten approval. Make sure you conform to what you have on your development permits. And also, the part of responsibility is to ensure safety, because that is the first priority, safety. Just to ensure, make sure that there is no eventuality, even talking about building collapse, to allay their fears and also to make sure that they do things right. Yeah.
Okay, and for those of us that are not familiar with your LCDA, that's Ibejuleki West, I want you to take my listeners on an excursion through that locality Which communities fall under your jurisdiction?
Yeah, Bejuleke West starts from Abijo town. That is from the boundary between Etiosa. That is the boundary between Etiosa and Bejuleke. So starting from Abijo, that is moving towards Eleko, that is the peninsula. To the right hand side, we pass through Abijo, Awiyaya, we have Ekutu, we have Oribanwa, Lakowe, you have Shapati, Debojo, down till you get to the Eleko junction. That covers the jurisdiction, from Abijo through the peninsula of Lekki to Eleko junction.
Right.
That covers the jurisdiction of Lekki West Town Planning.
So those are the communities that fall under your jurisdiction?
Yeah, we have some other, but when you want to describe it, that's the nation, the easiest way. We still have some other communities that we go in.
Okay.
But the easiest way is from Abijo, Eputu, Rawiyaya, Shapati, Debojo, Maleta Lafia, from boundary with Eleko Junction.
Okay.
Opposite towards your left hand side, where you are going towards Epe.
So let's come to some of your direct responsibilities now, which is issuance of permits. How many types of permits do we have under LASPA?
Under LASPA, we have for new development, you can get building permit for new development.
Okay.
We have renovation permit in case you want to put a touch to existing buildings, maybe change the windows, we have fencing permits just to secure your land. Then this time, you have time to put up development. We have modeling. That's modeling that involves maybe doing some structural adjustment to the existing building. So we have as-built permit too.
Okay.
Which we are talking about. We have as-built permit. Then those are the common ones though.
All right, Lagos, you've been listening to the voice of Town Planner Fumi Shonubi, Assistant Director, Town Planning Services with LASPA, and District Officer, Bejuleke West LCDA. I also have in the studio Architect Toriola Omolara, Assistant Chief Architect for LASPA. We're going to go on a break now. We'll take a message from our partners, and when we return, we shall continue the conversation. Stay here.
Dear Lagosians, the vision of making Lagos a sustainable and resilient state through community regeneration and inclusive physical planning begins with building right. We all have a role to play in achieving this vision in line with the Lagos State Urban and Regional Planning and Development Law of 2019 as amended. Do you know that before buying a land or building on it, you must check for the permissible use from the Ministry of Physical Planning and Urban Development? Do you know that you must obtain a planning permit and authorization to commence the construction of your building? Do you also know that you require state certification and certificate of completion for building construction in Lagos State? Estate developers must obtain layout approval before developing their estate and obtain full planning permit after the expiration of a provisional planning permit. Their Lagosians, do not carry out unapproved renovation, remodeling, or demolition. Do not break the seal on an enforced property. Do not obtain fake planning permits, and do not abandon uncompleted buildings. Do not break the law. Build right in accordance with the State Operative Development Plans. Let's work together to make Lagos a sustainable smart city of choice. For more information, download the Lagos State MPP UD app on Google Play Store and Apple Store. Ìgbéga ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó, Àjùmọ̀ṣe Announcer, Lagos State Government.
right, Lagos, we're back on the block. It's still Build Right here on Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. Beautiful Thursday morning. Quick traffic update. This one here talks about a broken down container laden truck having a shaft problem at Kilimanjaro Junction out of the Zumbamba Dube Victoria Island. But effort is on to get it off the road. Backlog has extended beyond Civic Center, but officers are on ground doing the needful. So this one is fresh. It talks about a broken down high capacity bus with a front tire problem at Weybridge inward Owode, right on the main carriageway, having a little effect on traffic, but effort is on to have it recovered as quickly as possible. So we're still monitoring that broken down truck with a steering problem at Ejigbo, precisely Jakande Gate inward Okeafa. Tow truck has been contacted for its evacuation. Or let's say the tow truck is on its way, but backlog extending beyond Kpako at this time. All right, but let's keep our fingers crossed. More news coming in as expected during the course of the program. All right, then, so let's not forget, we're looking at, of course, we're taking planning permits and building approvals to the localities in Lagos State, right here on Build Right. My guests are architect Toriola Omolara. She's Assistant Chief Architect for LASPCA. That's the Lagos State Building Control Agency, and she's also District Head, Ibejuleki West. All right, and I also have Town Planner Fumi Shonubi, Assistant Director, Town Planning Services with LASPA, and District Officer, Ibejuleki West, LCDA. All right, then, so let me talk to you, Omolara. I want you to take my listeners through your core responsibilities, yes, as the District Head for Ibejuleki West under LASPCA.
Thank you. Thank you, the presenter. We all know our core responsibility of LASPCA because LASPCA has 0% tolerance for building collapse. That's it. And we all know that as the district head of Ibejuleki West, what we do our normal monitoring routine. We go look for people that are building without development permits. You understand? And we do staging. We stage building that is under construction or a vacant land that has gotten approval, gotten authorization to commence construction, and written a letter to invite the professionals from LASPCA for their stage certification. Thank you.
Okay, so let's look through your area of coverage now.
Yes.
Yes, as a district head this time.
Ibejuleki West starts from Abijo.
Okay, Abijo, okay.
To Igondoloja. We have these, we have from Abijo to Hawiyaya, Eputu, Shapati, Kajola, Onishon, to Onosa, and to Igondoloja.
Okay. So that's from Abijo
to Igondoloja. Yes.
Okay, so for someone who wants to erect a structure, I have a piece of land within your area of coverage, and I want to erect a structure. What's the procedure I need to go through if I must come to your office? Yes. I want you to take my listeners through that.
Good. Thank you for that question, the presenter. This is how it goes. You first go to the Physical Planning Permit Authority to get your development permit, which is called approval.
Okay.
In one of the paragraphs in the approval notice, there is a place they put into that after you might have collected your approval notice, proceed to Lagos State Building Control Agency for your authorization to commence construction. Okay,
so what I need from you is authorization to commence construction. But first I must go to LASPA, that is a town planner, Shonubi's team. Okay, let's go on.
Yes. So after the approval must be granted, you will now take the approval and the screen and stamp drawings, the architectural drawings, the structural drawings, if it is above 2 floors, mechanical and electrical drawings.
Okay.
And some other documents to Lagos State Building Control Agency, and you have to write.
Okay.
To the General Manager, Lagos State Building Control Agency, for your intention to commence construction and for the agency to grant you an authorization to commence your construction.
That's before I can commence construction.
You can commence any construction.
Okay, so let me talk to Town Planner Shonubi. Okay, so I'm told now that if I must begin construction, I must come to your office. That is LASPA. So take me through the process. What are the requirements I need to come with?
Yeah, the requirements for building permit, you have your architectural drawing. You have an architectural drawing. You have a structural drawing. You have your letter of supervision. You have your title. You must have your registered title. You have your survey plan. Then your tax must be up to date. That is for new development. But for as-built development, you need your as-built drawing.
Okay.
You need your survey plan. You need your letter of structural stability. That is, if it's above one floor, floor means anything above bungalow. So you have letter of structural stability.
Okay.
Then you have your structural stability. You have your affidavit of indemnity. In case you don't have a registered title, either your indemnity, then stamp duty, receipt, or deed of assignment.
So how long does it take to get any of your permits?
10 days, 10 booking. That is what we signed with the Mr. Governor and people of Lagos State, that within 10 days, the approval will be ready. Once you have all documentation, as at time of submission, within 10 working days, approval will surely be ready. That's the guarantee. So
if I buy a piece of land within your jurisdiction with the intention of, using it for a restaurant, so at what point would I need your service?
From even if you want to do it, even from before you acquire that land, it's necessary for you, because we have so many instances that people have acquired land. By the time they come to our office, they discover that they can't use it for the purpose that land has been acquired. Because each area, we have, in my own area, we have a development plan. It's called Lekki Comprehensive Master Plan. That as the uses are been designated for certain uses. You have residential area for residential, area for commercial, area for recreation, open space. So as when you are before getting land, it's advisable, approach any the town planning office. This is what I intend to do. They will help you to look at it and advise you better.
Okay, Architect Omolara, in a case whereby I build a shop or a mall on a land that has been designated for a residential building, would there be any consequences if found out from your team?
Yes, sir.
Okay, tell me about it.
Because as Town Planner Shonubi has said, a land that is acquired, maybe it's government acquisition area, you have no right to build on that land. There is no right, because you cannot have an approval for such. So, and government can say they need their land because it belongs to them, and come and demolish.
So in a case like that, if I'm found in such a situation, what's the right thing to do?
The right thing is, because you don't have an approval, is an illegal building.
Okay.
So anything illegal is illegal. There is no other name for illegality.
So are you saying I can't, right the wrongs, go back to get an approval or a permit? Town Planner Shonubi.
Because already it's a distortion of what is already planned, what has been planned is a distortion. Imagine a population of 20,000 people have been planned for an area. You have calculated their facility infrastructure that are going to be used to make that community running. And you are now coming, even there is even room for you to be able to even build that restaurant. At that time you commit that development, you will be stopped. So it's not, as I said, I don't know how you're going to do it. Except you rely, say maybe I don't know how you are going to. It's not even possible.
But what about converting an existing building into meant for residential into commercial?
Yeah.
How can I go about it? Is it possible?
Yeah, it happens. City grows.
Yes.
And we have what is called planning. We have what is called cessation of uses.
Okay.
For example, there are some areas. Initially they are just small hamlets, but are grown due to the development. That people need to be replanted. So some, like for example, initially Allen Avenue and so they are residential, and they are now be upgraded to commercial. So those ones, they will come. It's possible. So the owners can come and reside their uses from residential to commercial because it cannot function because of the activities going along that corridor. So due to cessation of uses of land, land just like people grows, the same thing, community grows. So they need to expand, densify.
Sheson is connecting with us from Ogba and is asking the question: if I lose my planning permit, can it be replaced? That's a session.
Of course.
Okay.
No, in fiscal planning, we have a data bank that all the approvals have been captured. So if that happens, once you have your approval number, there is a department, a unit called last page. So you can apply for certified to copy of the approval. Once you have your approval document, your approval number, DCB number, it's called this. So it's very, very, very possible.
So in a case where I do not have the number or I can't remember where I saved it, how do I go about it then?
Just approach last page. They know what to ask you.
Okay, so where is LASPA located in Ibeju Lekki?
LASPA office is located at first floor, Ringback Mall.
That's Ibeju Lekki West.
Yeah, Ringback Mall, Oribanwa Village, inside Mobi petrol station, Oribanwa, along Lagos Expressway.
Okay, so where can I locate, LABCA in Ibeju Lekki West, Omolara?
Yes, we are at Eleganza bus stop, beside NU filling station, beside Ora Estates.
Right. Okay, so I must let you guys go now, but we're still going to continue the conversation. Thank you so much for coming on board this morning. All right, Lagos, I've been connecting with architect Toriola Omolara. She's assistant chief architect for LASPCA and district head Ibeju Lekki West, and also town planner Fumi Shonubi, assistant director town planning services with LASPA, and it's the district officer Ibeju Lekki West LCDA. We'll go on a break. When we come back, we still have some friends also from LASPA and LABCA. They'll be joining in and we'll be having more conversations. Stay here with us, Lagos.
Dear Lagosians, the vision of making Lagos a sustainable and resilient state through community regeneration and inclusive physical planning begins with building right. We all have a role to play in achieving this vision in line with the Lagos State Urban and Regional Plan and Development Law of 2019 as amended. Do you know that before buying a land or building on it, you must check for the permissible use from the Ministry of Physical Planning and Urban Development? Do you know that you must obtain a planning permit and authorization to commence the construction of your building? Do you also know that you require state certification and certificate of completion for building construction in Lagos State? Estate developers must obtain layout approval before developing their estate and obtain full planning permit after the expiration of a provisional planning permit. Their Lagosians, do not carry out unapproved renovation, remodeling, or demolition. Do not break the seal on an enforced property. Do not obtain fake planning permits and do not abandon uncompleted buildings. Do not break the law. Build right in accordance with the state operative development plans. Let's work together to make Lagos a sustainable smart city of choice. For more information, download the Lagos State MPP UD app on Google Play Store and Apple Store. Igbega Ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó, Ajumosheni, announcer, Lagos State Government. Lagosians, the vision of making Lagos a sustainable and resilient state through community regeneration and inclusive physical planning begins with building right. We all have a role to play in achieving this vision in line with the Lagos State Urban and Regional Planning and Development Law of 2019 as amended. Do you know that before buying a land or building on it, you must check for the permissible use from the Ministry of Physical Planning and Urban Development? Do you know that you must obtain a planning permit and authorization to commence the construction of your building? Do you also know that you require state certification and certificate of completion for building construction in Lagos State? Estate developers must obtain layout approval before developing their estate and obtain full planning permit after the expiration of a provisional planning permit. Their Lagosians do not carry out unapproved renovation, remodeling, or demolition. Do not break the seal on an enforced property. Do not obtain fake planning permits and do not abandon uncompleted buildings. Do not break the law. Build right in accordance with the State Operative Development Plans. Let's work together to make Lagos a sustainable smart city of choice. For more information, download the Lagos State MPP UD app on Google Play Store and Apple Store. Igbega Ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó, Ajumosheni, announcer, Lagos State Government.
Lagos, we're back on the block. Yes, the program is still Build Right here on Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. So we're taking planning permits and building approvals to the localities. And we are also looking through the Bejuleki corridors, Bejuleki East LCD precisely. And joining me at this time is Town Planner Fumilola Owade. She's Assistant Director, Town Planning Services with LASPA, yes, and District Officer, Ibejuleki East LCDA, and also Architect Otuyemi Olusegun, your Assistant Chief Architect, District Head, Ibejuleki Post-Construction Audit for LASPA. Feels good to have both of you in the studio this morning. All right, so let's get to it. Your core responsibility at LASPA, Architect Otuyemi.
Okay, thank you for having me. The core responsibility for the post-construction deals with existing buildings within that locality.
Okay.
I will start from the area of renovations. Before you want to give your building, an existing building, a facelift,
right,
you have to obtain a renovation permit from LASPA.
Okay.
And then an authorization to commence that renovation from LAPCA. Apart from that, post-construction audit also deals with buildings that are distressed. Distressed in the sense that buildings that have cracks, concrete spalling, buildings that are not fit for habitation. That is one of our core responsibilities. The third one is what we call a certificate of completion and fitness for habitation. Now, before you put any building to use, after the building must have gone through all the necessary procedures, you are supposed to obtain what is called a certificate of completion and fitness for habitation. If you notice, one of the documents that LASPA will give you after you've obtained your permit is a Form C. Okay. On that Form C, you will see there clearly written certificate of completion and fitness for habitation. So you're supposed to process it. Your consultants are supposed to sign off on it. Then you apply to LAPCA before putting your building to use.
Okay, so let me talk to Town Planner Fumi Owade. Okay, yes, take us through your responsibility at LAPCA. LASPA, rather.
Yes.
Yes, sorry.
As a district officer, my core responsibility is processing and issuance of planning permits in my area of jurisdiction. Preparation of operative development plans, that is like a development guide for plans to be approved in. Also, organizing stakeholders meeting with communities within my jurisdiction, and also advising the public on how to go about their planning permits. You know, we moved from one community to another, having meetings with them to give them advice on the advantage of having your planning permits. and so on. Thank you.
Okay, so issuance of planning permit. So at what point now, I own a piece of land, I want to begin construction. At what point will I need your service, town planner, for me?
Yes. Well, before you even buy the land, you are supposed to confirm what the land is being used for, and also to know whether the land is free from government acquisition, to also know the use that land is supposed to be meant for. When you come to our office, we give you advice. We chat. First of all, you can get the coordinates of that land and bring it to our office. Then we chat you, or you go to Surveyor General's office. Right. You chat on that land. We know whether that land is free from government acquisition.
Okay.
Yes. So if the land is free, then we advise you. Then you can go ahead, buy the land, get your survey plan. Then you bring your proposed proposal, right, what you want to build on that land. You bring it to us. We chat. But while you bring your survey plan, we chat for you. We give you what you are supposed to build on that land, like the zoning for that particular plot.
Okay.
What is permissible on that
plot of land. Okay, so Architect Ochiemi, I want you to take my listeners through the consequences of proceeding to construct a building, without a permit.
Okay. Let's take, for instance, you have erected a structure.
Yes.
And we now audit that structure and find out that you haven't obtained the permit.
Right.
Right now, there's a program going on. There's an amnesty program.
Okay.
You can key into that program. What you need is your as-built drawings and some other backup documents. My colleague here will be able to tell you in details what they are. But basically, what you need is your as-built drawings, your survey plan, indemnity letter, and all of that. And then you approach the office of LASPA, whatever district you have erected that structure, for that regularization.
Okay.
Because we call it regularization. You can regularize. But if you have erected on a structure that is under government acquisition, I'm sorry, you can't get an approval.
Okay, for someone who wants to get an approval, town planner, for me, how do we go about it? In summary.
Yes. The first thing you must have is your survey plan, as I said before. Then, if it is, we have we have proposal, that is fresh application. We have ongoing when you are under construction. Then we also have existing building, which is as built. So for you, if we have amnesty now that is going on. So as built, you are supposed to, from the survey plan, as built drawing, architectural drawing, the letter of structural stability, then non-destructive integrity test report, where applicable. Any floor that is more than 2 floors, you have to give us non-destructive integrity test report.
Okay.
Then you have a title, whether deed of assignment. You can use stamp duty receipt. That's for provisional approval. So you can use your stamp duty deed of assignment.
Okay.
Governor's consent. Governor's that's certified true copy of your governor's consent. Then your CFO.
It's quite unfortunately our time is fast spent. But real quick, Architect Ochiemi, is there a validity period for a planning permit in Lagos? Does it expire? Do I need to renew?
Yes. Let me answer that. Okay. Yes. Your planning permit granted expires when you do not start your construction in 2 years. So you need, before you start, after 2 years, you need to revalidate in our office.
Okay, 2 years.
District office, yes.
Okay, well, it's pretty unfortunate. I would have loved to continue this conversation with you too, but before I let you go, what's your advice to the listening public on, fiscal planning permits in Lagos State?
Okay, my advice is for you to key into this amnesty program that will be on till the 31st day of October.
Okay.
Audits is going on all over the state. And by the time this amnesty program is over, it's going to be a bit tougher than it is now, because by then the penal fees won't be waived.
Okay.
So I'm advising everyone try and key into this amnesty program. Thank you.
And to you, Town Planner Fumiwa.
Yes, thank you. My advice to the public is that, like the slogan in Lagos says that, Igbega Ipinle Eko Ajumosheni. So the growth of Lagos State, for Lagos State to be a smart city, to be sustainable, it's a collective responsibility of everyone.
Right.
So you need to obtain your planning permit before you commence construction.
Right.
And now there's amnesty for the existing building. So you take advantage of what is on ground now, which will end 31st
of October. Okay, let's leave it at that. I must say a very, very big thank you for coming on board. Short notice. Thank you so much. Lagos, I've been connecting with architect Ochiemi Olusegun, Assistant Chief Architect, District Head, Ibeju Lekki, Post-Construction Audit for LASPCA, and also Town Planner Fumi Owadi, Assistant Director Town Planning Services for LASPA, and District Officer Ibeju Lekki East. All right, then thank you so much. And also to Victor Terry, who's been in the sidelines, thank you. And not forgetting my executive producer, who is Tayo Akole. Build Right will come your way again next week, Thursday, at exactly 9:15. But you'll then have yourself a wonderful, wonderful week.
Dear Lagosians, the vision of making Lagos a sustainable and resilient state through community regeneration and inclusive physical planning begins with building right.
On the foreign scene, Malaysian police rescue over 400 minors in care homes, arrest others over abuse claims. And in sports, Arsenal boss Mikel Arteta signs new 3-year deal. Now the details are Dele Agadumo. As the 2-day National Women's Conference organized by a Committee of Wives of Lagos State Officials, COWSO, ends, Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has challenged women to be more innovative with the knowledge gained for a better society. Governor Sanwo-Olu pledged that his administration will continue to allow women thrive in governance and encourage them to see themselves as agents of change for the renewed hope agenda of the President Tinubu's administration to be actualized.
All of the insights that you have gained from all of the sessions and all of the things, the inspiring lectures, and take it back, like I said, and not be constrained by any form of limitation, not be constrained by any form of boundary, and to make meaningful change in your communities, in your household, and in our nation.
Also speaking at the event, Nasarawa State Governor Abdullahi Sule, who was represented by his Commissioner for Women Affairs and Social Development, Aisha Ibrahim, commended COWSO for the National Women Conference aimed at regional integration for progressive change.
Pertinent to state that women constitute a significant segment of our population and perform a unique and indispensable role in ensuring the growth and development of our societies. The opportunity of this occasion to challenge our women across the country to emulate the example of the women of Lagos State in establishing and sustaining a forum such as this to promote growth, progress, and development of their communities.
In her closing remarks, wife of the Lagos State Governor and chairperson of COWSO, Ibijoke Sanwo-Olu, urged women to embrace home farming to ensure food security, be prudent in spending, and reduce affluence as the nation is going through difficult times for a better economy. Mrs. Sanwo-Olu also noted that the knowledge gained at the conference would enhance the nation's development.
It is essential that we embrace the reality of the present economic situation, not only in Nigeria, but globally. The era of extravagant lifestyle is over. We must adjust, prioritize what truly matters, and lead by example in our homes and communities. Please, let's reduce the affluence. There's a lot of people out there that are feeling the pinch, even you.
Dignitaries in attendance included the wives of the governors of Borno, Osun, Ogun State, wife of the Inspector General of Police, wife of the Minister of State for Health and Senior Special Assistant to the President on Sustainable Development Goal, Princess Adijoke Orilokwe Adefulire. Certificates of appreciation were presented to all sponsors of the event tagged Friends of COWSO, while a minute's silence was observed for all members of COWSO who lost their lives in the last 1 year, in a sober reflection by all participants, both physically and virtually. Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has called for the use of biodegradable and combustible packaging materials by food processing companies as an eco-friendly option for a sustainable environment. Governor Sanwo-Olu made the call at a smart packaging conference held at Victoria Island, Lagos. Speaking on the theme, Unlocking Nigeria Food Security, Implementation of Smart Packaging to Reduce Waste, the governor, who was represented by the Commissioner for Commerce, Cooperatives, Trade and Investment, Folashade Ambrose Medebem, underscored the role of food packaging and processing industries in driving economic growth, with a charge on the industry players to shape the future of the industry to an eco-friendly one. He urged stakeholders to embrace sustainable packaging technologies with urgency, stressing the need for cross-sectorial collaboration to manage plastics responsibly and drive innovations that protect the environment. In his presentation, the Managing Director, CEO of the Lagos Waste Management Authority, LOMA, Muyiwa Gbadegeshi, highlighted the immense global challenge of food loss and waste, which he noted was a significant contributor to environmental degradation and resource wastage in regions like Africa, where food security was still an issue. Lagos State Materials Testing Laboratory Agency, LSMTL, has collaborated with the Lagos State University, LASU, in a bid for comprehensive engineering education towards applicable technological advancement in the built industry. General Manager of LSMTL, Olayinka Abdul, said to enhance the materials test processes in averting building disasters within the Ojo-Badagry axis, there is a need to erect a materials test edifice within the Ojo campus of the institution, noting that it will also create an opportunity for more learning experiences of undergraduates in the built sector. While reiterating the impact of the Initiative for Economic Development, Abdul stated that the industrial collaboration will augment knowledge exchange between academia and the construction industry for better practices, emphasizing the shared commitment of both institutions in setting the stage for future development that could have lasting impacts on the infrastructure of Lagos State and beyond. On her part, the Vice Chancellor, Lagos State University, LASU, Ibiyemi Olatunji Bello, noted that the laudable initiative will enhance the experiential digital aspect of engineering towards uplifting the standard of education. Lagos State Task Force has carried out a major anti-Okada operation at Aunt Kenny bus stop in Ikorodu and Berger bus stop. The agency's chairman, Adetayo Akerele, said the operation, which targeted areas restricted by the Lagos State government, resulted in the confiscation of 64 motorcycles which had been operating on the restricted routes, thereby flouting the ban on their activities on all highways in the metropolis. Akerele said enforcement exercise is part of the ongoing efforts by the agency to maintain order and ensure compliance with the state government's ban on Okada operations in designated areas. He reiterated the government's stance, warning Okada operators to desist from flouting the law. Now to the rest of the stories. The Federal Competition and Consumers Protection Commission, FCCPC, has appealed to stakeholders in the production and distribution value chain to join the drive to curb price fixing and other unethical practices. The Vice Chairman and Chief Executive Officer of the agency, Tunji Bello, made the appeal while addressing captains of large and small-scale industries, leaders of market associations, transport operators and service providers at a town hall meeting hosted by the Commission in Lagos. According to him, the meeting was necessitated by startling discoveries made by the Commission during a survey conducted nationwide. Bello, who acknowledged that the exchange rate and the increase in petrol price made oil prices unsustainable, frowned at the disproportionate increases in the prices of food items, which he said were often perpetrated by cartels to exploit consumers. He said the FCCPC chose to first explore the option of dialogue with a view to arriving at a consensus to deal with the growing trend, despite being empowered by the FCCPC Act to deal decisively with offenders. Former Minister of Works and Housing, Babatunde Fashola, has charged Eco Club on 50 years development plans that will confront the challenges ahead for sustainability. Fashola gave the charge at the 50th anniversary lecture of the club themed Eco Club at 50, the role of social clubs in social engineering. According to him, the theme deserves utmost commendation, saying matters of dominant common interest of today are dynamic. Fashola, who highlighted the roles of social clubs, charged the current executive members of the Eco Club on initiatives and programs that would make public office holders accountable, gave insight into government plans and policies, societal issues, and climate change, among others.
Nobody can pretend that there is no global opioid and drug epidemic. And we are no longer immune from it. We are living with it. Families are suffering in silence. What are we doing about this? These are the challenges in the next 50 years. And we have to begin to plan for country. As I said, if the interest and welfare of indigenous concerns us, then the interest of every one of us must be the interest of all of us.
In his address, Chairman of the Day, Akin Kekeriekun, urged the club to build a think tag that would touchlight the activities and happenings within the state.
Social engineering of whatever the state government is going to do. I don't believe we do it very well now. But I think, Mr. President, if I may ask, you should have a think tank that will see to what is going on in the state, and we should impact whatever is going on in the state. This is the law that must be recognized.
In his remarks, the 22nd president of Eco Club, Razak Amodu, said the club's activities go beyond socializing, assuring that it would continue to make valuable impacts that would improve the society. The event featured documentaries and award presentations to the guest speaker, Babatunde Fashala, and chairman of the day, Akin Kekeriekun, among other activities. Now to foreign news. Malaysian police have rescued 402 children and teenagers that they suspect were physically and sexually abused across 20 care homes. Police Inspector General Razaruddin Hussain said the victims, aged between 1 and 17, were said to have endured various forms of abuse, with some allegedly forced to perform sexual acts on other children. According to Hussain, police arrested 171 suspects, including religious teachers and caretakers. The care homes are allegedly linked to a prominent Islamic conglomerate, which has issued a statement denying all wrongdoing. Our sport Arsenal manager Mikel Arteta has agreed on a new 3-year contract with the club. The Spaniard was set to be out of contract at the end of the season, but is now expected to stay until 2027. The Gunners appointed Arteta, who had been working as a coach under Pep Guardiola at Manchester City at the time, to replace compatriot Unai Emery as boss in December 2019. He led Arsenal to victory in the FA Cup final at the end of the 2019-2020 campaign to claim his first major trophy as a manager. And that is on News at 10. Just before we go, remember, speed thrills but kills. Please avoid excessive speed. You can follow us and like all our various social media platforms: X at Traffic Radio 961, Facebook Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM, Instagram Lagos Traffic Radio 961. Subscribe and watch our news and programs live on YouTube at Traffic Radio 961. You can also visit our website www.trafficradio961.ng. Did you know that the Sanwo-Olu administration trained 250 residents in an entrepreneurship mentorship program? Can get more details on the Lagos State Government website. To end the news, are the highlights of the major stories. As the 2-day National Women's Conference organized by Committee of Wives of Lagos State Officials, Council, ends, Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has challenged women to be more innovative with the knowledge gained for a better society. The Federal Competition and Consumers Protection Commission, FCCPC, has appealed to stakeholders in the production and distribution value chain to join the drive to curb price fixing and other unethical practices. Also told you that Malaysian police have rescued 402 children and teenagers that they suspect were physically and sexually abused across 20 care homes. And in sports, Arsenal manager Mikel Arteta has agreed on a new 3-year contract with the club. For contact with the newsroom, send a message to info@trafficradio961.ng. That ends the news broadcast compiled by Aderayo Iduwolaya. I am Dele Agadumo. Good morning. Thank you for listening.
From Lagos Traffic Radio, 96.1 FM, moving Lagos forward.
Without the roads, there will be vehicles. Without the roads, there will be the streetlights. Without the roads, there will be the need for traffic lights. Without the roads, there won't be any need for the LATMA officials. Without you, there won't be the roads. Without you, there won't be us. Therefore, observe the rules of driving. A message from Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM, moving Lagos forward.
This is Flight Schedule brought to you by Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM.
On Flight Schedule, we have Maxell and Lagos Abuja flight at 11 a.m. Lagos